Let me get into that Mirage. Let me get into that Inferno, and we even have Dust too. Just give me the classics.
It's
the
time for violence.
Maps. The S tier maps, Bardolph.
Yes, and G2 they've got places to be. They don't want bottom mid, they want top mid. Rez with the P250 will punish them. That's why you always have the P250 on a nice open map. The one taps are so juicy.
And keep in mind, Nip dumpstered Heroic on this map 16-8 yesterday. So I'm not quite picking up on dude, Hampus, the surprise. Nico didn't even know what hit him point blank with the Glock. 2-man advantage now for NIP. And well, as far as this pistol is concerned, NIP are certainly making a statement. Although Amanek still has something to say about it. He's only going to get the 1 kill. Rez with a triple now.
Oh, device with the GG angle. He didn't even need to pick that. I didn't think he would have been checked for. Maybe I'm wrong though. Nexa now. He's got 2 more to find for the 4K. He has a defuse kit as well. That will buy him some additional time. Plopski, the bomb planter, he knows he's around default somewhere. Nexa looking for him, the reposition. Really patient with these bullets now, looking for the trade frag, not close enough, then they will start to combine now. There's Nexa now, found himself a 1 versus 1, drops a HE grenade. He's got 4 bullets left in the magazine, got to get on quickly. Plopski repositioning, gives him the headshot for free. Thought Nexa was rotating, but he just held, he believed, and he clutches the round for G2. Didn't see that one coming.
Not at all. Quad kill for the in-game leader and a very strong start. Individually, yeah, everybody's going to be excited about that one because Nexa is not on this team to do the heavy lift and to be clicking the heads, but he certainly can when given the opportunity. So good job on him. That's a massive clutch, and that's really going to throw Nip for an emotional roller coaster. Because I'm pretty sure Nip are thinking, with Rez giving them 2 kills at the very beginning of the round, well, we've got this pistol in the bag. What's next?
Yeah, that looks really nice for Ninjas in Pyjamas until Nexa simply outsmarted his opponent. And we said yesterday, and in many NIP games, Plopski has clutched a lot of rounds for his squad. But this was not to be one of them. That's just a pistol, though. And behind the pistol for Ninjas in Pyjamas is a force buy, of course. It's a pretty big one as well. This is a mountainous force buy from Ninjas in Pyjamas. 2 Galils and an AK-47. They all have helmets. How on earth have they afforded all of this? Their buy is inarguably superior to G2's buy here.
They have the rifles, but they're very light on the nades. Still 3 smokes. Looking like this is going to shape up. They can go for the B execute here. ZTR's ready. Device is here as well. Hampus out on his usual flank. You'll see this a lot from NIP. Hampus out on an extremity, trying to gather map information, and the rest of his team kind of death-balling together, ready to just explode out onto a bomb site, react to Hampus's call. But Hampus has yet to see anybody here. Nexa and Nico pushed ramp to get info. They're not seeing anybody there, and so there's a window of time here for Nip, and they're going to hit it. Before Nico and Amanek can rotate over, they're going to make it.
Crossfire for G2. This is looking pretty good for them, and it starts to get better. There are rifles to be collected by the G2 squad. That's the opening kill, and the only kill for Ninjas in Pyjamas in that force buy. Interestingly, G2 won't be able to get towards the AK-47. They only pick up the Galil from that, so it could have been a hell of a lot worse. But it's not great for Ninjas in Pyjamas. As we saw yesterday, however, they are not shy to do things the hard way. I don't see how things could get harder than we saw versus Heroic on Overpass. So we'll see what the struggle is like today. But G2 start off great. They avoid the force buy. They don't lose too many players there either, which will be great for their money going forward in theory. However, we have 3 Desert Eagles in the 3rd round for Ninjas in Pyjamas. If you didn't see the blind spot yesterday, we did speak to ZTR and Plopski about Desert Eagles.
What was their opinion?
Sorry?
And what was their opinion?
So I'll put it on Twitter later. I did clip it, but I have been a bit busy. However, they did say that basically they think that it's a bit too much, like 2 shots to the body. Like the spam towards the body around where the Kevlar is does a little more damage. So the kind of 2-shot spam is a bit too powerful, and they would like to see that changed.
Interesting.
I would love to hear more pro opinions in this regard.
I certainly would as well. You don't want to nerf it into the ground.
No. You don't want to do that. But we've seen so many force buys won. Even just in this week, it's just felt a bit much. You know, as the general skill level of all the pros rises, these guns become more powerful in these hands.
Well, Footstep gives it away. Hunter knows that somebody's in ladder. Plopski's a dead man. And the rest of NIP right now kind of just running this down, hoping to force some more utility out of G2, hoping to get G2 to spend a bit more money in the next round. G2 now should just be kind of hanging out, though. 20 seconds left, though, NIP. I mean, at some point in this eco, you need to get a bomb plant. That's kind of the name of the game here.
Oh, 2 kills alone is very, very good, but indeed, the bonus money would be great. Oh, they are taking the wrong angle. Oh, Amanek, though.
Don't even kill them.
Amanek, he's going to shreds! Okay, they get 3 kills from this. At this point, that's fantastic. Zetsia looking to save the M4, but Jax has the angle. 3-0 for G2, but that was a lot of damage done by Ninjas in Pyjamas. I mean, for a full buy, they're making them spend an extra $18,000 there. That is pretty good.
Yes, this is ideal as far as Nico concerned. They didn't get a bomb plant, but they really did put a dent in G2's economy, so much so that Nexa has to go for an MP9 and Hunter has to go for a FAMAS in order to afford the grenades. Amanek, though, on that AWP now, going to be posted up in mid. Nico will be there to support him from connector. Good smoke early into window, going to limit his effectiveness.
Device very close to connector.
It's the struggle of the Opper on Mirage. Finding a window of opportunity to actually use the big green gun.
Yeah, not easy. Also interesting on the T side, not every team favors the AWP on the T side. Because again, it's one of those scenarios where ideally, well, not ideally necessarily, but most of your action may come after planting the bomb. But what of before? We'll find out as this match continues. Top connector smoke being lined up by Hampus.
Seeing this more and more. So that's going to put G2 a little bit in the dark. They're not going to have info on connector, short, mid. You can see Hunter kind of playing close to the smoke right now, thinking about it. He's got Jax to back him up, but they're going to back off to that bomb site, put a little bit of range between them and the supposed threat. Problem is, action's happening on A.
Gap in the smoke allows Nico to get a free kill. Up close with the MP9, Nexa will find success. Support grenades from his teammates as well. Down to the pistol, but it's Rez in the clutch. Has no idea where Jax is. He's creeping from CT. And the clean sheet is here for G2. 4-0. Another expensive round. However, it's a successful one.
Just a tough break there for NIP. Rez, there's no way for him to know that it's a double-up situation. He's thinking it's going to be coming from short. The rotation, because the last guy's going to be B. So he's looking towards connector. He's looking towards short, expecting somebody there. And sure enough, gets bopped in the side of the head. No bomb plant for NIP either. So pistols, smokes, grenades put into play here for NIP, but another round of eco coming up for them. And it's looking like perhaps just an explosive play towards B here from NIP. I mean, with Tech 9s, why not? Mac 10, Tech 9, just yeet people out of windows and see if you can find somebody.
Smoke lined up for the window, as we can see. If you're getting smokes towards that window, ideally you want it inside, otherwise CTs can creep through it. And then who knows? Oh, we've got some isolation as those smokes fall now. Jax has a lot to do. They're coming for it. Hunter going through the smoke, which means 2 rifles can be collected by the Ninjas, who are still looking for their first round. And if they get it, they might just put G2 on eco. However, it won't be this round after all. Surviving with 3, and there's no bomb plant for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Maximum loss bonus, they'll have a buy anyway. But again, at this point, max loss bonus, plant the bomb, 4,200 if you lose, which means you could buy every round. So at a minimum, you'd like to get that bomb plant. G2 will be content well, mostly content with how they're winning these rounds. But again, I'm sure they would like to win with more players alive, because NIP just needs to win that 1 round right now to break them and put G2 on eco.
A bit more decisive play is what you're hoping for here from G2. Decisive wins. But Hampus doing a bit of chatting right now, and ZTR, a little bit of a chuckle. So looking like Nip definitely not dispirited just yet.
I love that ZTR's laughing triggers Maui Snake.
Why is that, though?
Yeah, what is his problem?
What's Maui's problem?
He apologized.
He didn't want to explain on the desk. You know, I was asking him why. You know, why is that? And yet Maui didn't want to say it. Didn't want to say it.
We tried to force an apology out of him yesterday. He kind of skirted around it a little bit. So
I think LA's getting to him.
He's got a few issues over there.
Seeing happiness in others is just, you know, it's just too much.
Yeah.
For his black soul. It's just the darkness is eating him. All right, we'll move on. 5-0. 5-0 for G2 on this CT side. And this time it's going to be Nip playing contact ramp. I like this. Scrimmy play coming out here from NIP. If they don't throw any nades in to announce their presence, there's an element of surprise that could work in their favor. Nice flash to force him off the angle, though. Nico going to get close. Little does he realize there are 3 players waiting in ramp.
So we see Device on the AWP now, T side. Flashed off the angle by high-level game sense of Nico. Just felt something in this round. Things have slowed down, and maybe that leans towards the presence of an AWP. That's smart. 3 players on T-ramp for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Just waiting to be given something from G2, but they're being patient.
Slow and steady is the hallmark of Nip play. We saw it a lot versus Heroic as well, another steady team, and both of these teams love to use the clock and just play patiently, run it down. But now they're going to have to start going, and Amanek has been patiently holding this angle the entire time. So will we find a shot here in a moment? Smoke goes through. That should alert him to their presence. Flash over the top. As the flash goes, perfect. Nice little delay, and they're out.
Nico is good for a multi. Smoke up in the middle of the site's going to make things very awkward. Look at the kill for this free-for-all deathmatch. Device 1 versus 2, 20 seconds. No angles to plant the bomb. CT and jungle are covered, well, more or less. Oh, Amanek! He's got stuck. Wasn't expecting that kind of spread. Jax was actually coming from the B bomb site, so Device has given himself a chance. Looking for his 3rd kill now as he makes his way towards CT. We'll see if he clears that all the way. Jax knows exactly where he is, but versus an AWP, what can you hope to do here? What angle does Device take? Did he see any of Jax there? Trying to take some angles away, but Device still has one. He's got a flick. Half health now. Jax moves forward and Device makes it look easy. The first round is on the board for the Ninjas.
So cool, calm and collected there from Device. That's exactly what you expect out of him. Star performance yesterday against Heroic, and he's showing more of the same here. Keeping his cool in the clutch. But again, these rounds, it's as if they just cannot get anything to be 4 or 5 alive. G2 managed to get 1 round. That was the 2nd round of this half with 4 alive. After that, it's just been touch and go. But a single player surviving for NIP. And that means that G2, because they haven't been able to keep people alive, they don't have any money saved up. They keep having to spend all of it round after round. And so 1 round for NIP, and boom, G2 on an eco already. So we will get that stack. I like this play here from G2. Just go for the gimmick, go for the stack. You got USPs. Just try and bring the pistols together in a group.
See Hampus clearing the blind spot behind the box. You can sometimes see the likes of, well, Blamefa is actually the first one who comes to mind, who likes to hide there. Stare at the floor, look up every so often. It's Hampus who will have used this position, and he's really neutered the possibilities in this round for the Dogs of G2. Well, that's 1 player seen on the A bomb site, so now they know what they've already taken B, but
yeah,
if they hadn't, they knew they were 5 versus 1 on the B bomb site, basically, which is how I like to look at scenarios like that.
And Rez is already in a position to cut off a rotation from both sides. He has to be careful about not getting sandwiched. But Hunter's moving through connectors, so they know where one of the players is for G2. Hampus is going to collect that kill. Amanek now going to get caught by Rez. And so all 5 alive here for NIP. Great stabilization here from NIP. 5 players alive. This is a great opportunity for them to build some bank. And while G2, did they make enough? I think they just have enough to squeak a by, but it's not going to be the prettiest. They're going to be a little light on the nades. And the countdown is in. So thought we had a timeout called there for a second, but looks like we want to just keep that flow going. NIP quickly over towards A. Again, Device going to get boosted up. Off angle here. Let's see if somebody gives him a target to shoot at. Not looking likely.
Could be nice to hold an angle towards the top of the stairs where you can see a peak just like that as well. They come in eventually, sort of tight angle with the AWP, and it can yield great results. So we've got smokes coming towards jungle and connector. This could allow an inverse plant of the bomb, but the bomb's been dropped. Nexa with 2 thus far. There could be support flashbangs and such for him as well. Rez just creeping down into the smoke, but Nexa's found his 3rd. Starting to rotate away now. He could be on for an ace here, as he is still the only man on the site. But as the smokes go, Nico and Amanek are also close. The bomb is almost at their feet. So Ninjas in Pyjamas' road will become a lot more difficult. Hostile terrain for the ninjas on the A bomb site. And Nexa's just disappeared. Insta kill from Rez. This was a 2 versus 5. Now a 2v3. Connector and jungle are where the remainder of G2 are. They may put a forward smoke out to create some space for themselves. You can also see that in the Ava Smokes play. Jumping on the box. If anyone stands by default or fireboxes, once that smoke goes, that'll be quite useful. Well, they may just get a bomb plant out of this after all. Still alive now in the 2 versus 3. Rez going back to the well one too many times, leaving Hampus with 10 HP to find 3. They will lose everything in this round, Ninjas in Pyjamas, and gift the AWP over to G2.
Cannot believe that they got a bomb plant out of that situation, though. G2 just playing for the round win, not even wanting to take a risk, going for any kind of weird play, trying to cut the bomb off as it was getting planted or anything of the sort. Just wanted to make sure that they had a perfect retake there, and Amanek gets them with 2 kills. Taking Device's AWP, as we pointed out, as well, is huge for G2 because they still don't have that great an economy. But these shots, man, these shots. Frustrating round there for Nip, just getting caught by Nexa. Nexa with the overperformance again. We saw it in the pistol, and we saw it then. Nexa coming up in spades for his team. 9 kills for him so far, and most of that is just from 2 rounds.
I like that faster variation of that incendiary onto A ramp to the one I was talking about yesterday on Mirage. A lot safer to deploy as well. There's so many grenades to pick up from these demos, honestly. Oh, that was a close one. Oh, how about this boost over the smoke? Nico is not expecting that, and that's an opening frag for the ninjas. Amanek's in an aggressive position. I think he's been spotted, and that's information for Nip as Hampus will pass again. Now, I do wonder if NIP will head towards the B bomb site. Short is actually quite open. Not sure if they realize that at present. With the smoke up in connector, you'd expect a stronghold towards A with a player in apartment, but now he's been spotted. There are question marks. Sound cutters, Ninjas in Pyjamas posture towards this B bomb site. But what is the go command? Are they waiting for a reposition from G2 to punish and then continue? There we go. There it is. The patience paying off for Device now. As Ninjas in Pyjamas pursue the B bomb site, Jax is in a lot of trouble. Hammer still lurking, deleted. Now Jax has high ground advantage for the retake. But how much of a retake will there be? Not much, as he falls after Nexa, leaving Amanek in a 1 versus 4. I think he wants to hold on to his AWP.
You know, they know where he is at that point. As soon as he gets that kill, it's done. All 3 players for NIP are going to be facing that bomb, or facing him rather, up in apartments, and there isn't really too much of a hope for him at that point. So nicely done by NIP. Clever, what do you say, gimmicks at that point. That boost in mid is not something you see very often. So for it to work for Rez in this round, I mean, that is impeccable stuff. Could not have gone better for NIP. Oh, nice spot. Amanek giving away his position. The hunt is on, although there isn't a whole lot of money in the bank for NIP either. If 3 survive this round, that's good. Device is taking this fight because he knows his teammate is here to save this op if he were to die. And it's looking like Amanek will survive the round. So, nicely done. Nip not trying to overextend too much there. Keeping 3 alive, keeping those guns alive is going to be important for them. And if Amanek, you know, saves an AWP, it's not the end of the world. You need to identify where he's playing from, and then you can isolate him in this round. So we get that tactical timeout getting called. First one of the map here for G2.
Yeah, this will be a very stimulating round from their, well, from a spectator's perspective, let's say, with regards to G2. Haven't bought anything at present, so I'm hoping for a hero AWP angle. Always makes for a very exciting round. It will be a force buy, it looks like. Nico at about $2,000, leaves $450 in the bank, so Desert Eagles are coming out, but they're not splashing all the cash. Will anybody pick up a defuse kit, I wonder? Doesn't look like they will. So they've got the Abacus out, and they're leaving a certain amount of money in the hole. We have the FAMAS for Hunter and the AWP for Amanek. I mean, still in this situation, you really need something to go your way, be it Desert Eagle, the hand cannon, or the big green gun. Rarely seen in green these days. Probably makes no sense to many of our viewers, but the stock AWP, made in the UK, of course, is in a gorgeous green color. We actually went to the Accuracy International offices and met the guy who created this weapon.
The UMP.
No, the AWP.
Oh, the AWP.
Yeah. It is quite a banger. Speaking of Devil, Amanek drops the smoke, allows his teammates to rotate through the door with some safety. Very important smoke to drop from the CTs when an executor's coming in towards the B bomb site. Spots Hampus as well. Bit too much elevation for him, and in come the Deagles. How about this for an answer? NIP find themselves on the B bomb site, 2 versus 4. Not what they were looking for, and again, they'll wait for a peek, but there's no need for G2 to do so. Amanek's getting his best American Ninja Warrior impression on, and he's made his way towards Cats. Doesn't quite see Rez by the bench. Rez is always down for a clutch, but maybe not this time. Takes one in the air, and that leaves Device alone versus 4. Potential for a double AWP situation now. Why not? There's enough rifles required. We'll see if Hunter gets there in time. Needed to press the E button, didn't quite. So AWP, AK, and a FAMAS brought into round 11.
And while this is the risk of letting an AWP survive the round. 3 kills for Amanek in the round with that saved AWP, making all the difference and just really wrecking Nip in that round. And so unfortunately for NIP, they lose control of this situation. Now G2, breath of fresh air, because that's a round win off of a Nico. So their money is actually looking fairly decent. And as far as NIP are concerned now, they need to just slow it down. Not get too flustered with how things went. Rez gonna get baited, a little bit of a reaction off of that flash. Bomb is currently chilling out over here in Palace, and are we gonna get 3 up into Palace? That would be ridiculous.
Swing, and there's nobody on the ramp. Ninjas in Pyjamas 4 rounds behind. Not a perfect buy from them. G2, pretty light on utility at this point. Hampus will have to play off of his teammates here as he is the lone soldier in mid. Nico wondering about the ramp now. Notorious for the silenced M4 is Nico. He's got the sound cues, he knows there are players on the way. Down goes Rez. That might be awkward for a Device to trade a next hit to immediately bring more aggression. ZTR now stuck on the site. Hampus still looking for a rotation from short. There are 2 smokes, so we can't really help his team with the fight, but maybe ZTR doesn't need it. We've got a swing with the FAMAS. He's looking in so many different places, makes it a little easy. Hampus now, they don't know where he is just yet. Nico will be eliminated on the ramp. He knows one is in CT. He isn't sure where Jax is. That is an angle I've not seen before. Molotov towards jungle. Isolating some fights now is Hampus. He's got 20 seconds to find a way to plant the bomb. Will they push here? A 2-man swing. Didn't stand a chance. 8 rounds for G2 to the 3 of NIP.
Impeccable stuff from G2, keeping their cool. Even with the antics from Hampus in the end, it's not enough. G2 playing good fundamental CS there. Buddying up, swinging together. And Nico again with this aggression at ramp. We've seen this several times now in this half from G2. This is how they've elected to try and change things up. By pushing ramp, they're getting control, and if NIP are playing around there, you're going to get that fight. But with 2 players there from G2, they can even put themselves in positions to trade. And so G2 really setting themselves up for success. Ooh. Again, Amanek not quite going to be able to hit that shot. He's jumping up to try and create a bit of a weird angle, but that jump is costing him the shot. So a little bit of a trade-off there.
G2 really delivering at the beginning of this series. Nico very, oh man.
1 bullet.
That's a nice one from Nico. 11 for 9, racking up the kills now in these anti-ecos.
It's getting better. It's looking better and better for G2 now on the CT side. 9-3, so they've won the half regardless. Anything they get past here is just going to be goodies, right? Sweets, candy, icing on the cake. Would you say ice cream? Yeah, ice cream.
Ice cream?
Ice cream, right?
Not on the cake.
No? You don't put ice cream on a cake?
Icing on the cake, not
Sure.
ice cream. Ice cream is on a, you know.
You put that on a pie?
Ice cream is the frozen stuff.
You don't mix, you don't put ice cream on a pie?
Oh, well, maybe a pie.
Okay.
Maybe a pie, yeah.
I'm glad.
For some temperature contrast, you know?
Exactly.
Desserts in a good restaurant. Connector will be contested by both squads once again. Nico quietly moving away, looking to heat up the silencer on his gun towards the bomb site, maybe. We've got a 3-man push-up short from Ninjas in Pyjamas, and so far so good. Jack's trying to hold this high ground. We can see there is a lurker behind the smoke, and they're coming for him. Falling back now, maybe into the hands of another player. Indeed, it will be Plopski to get that kill. Always want the high ground advantage. There's no positional advantage here for G2. And Amanek and Nexa will have to fall back as another fast round has come in. This time, advantage on IP.
The 3 players who have died have got money enough to save. If these 2 guys can save these guns, G2 will have a full buy in the next round. And NIP don't exactly have terrific money either, so hunting is going to be a bit tough for them. They may want to just put themselves in position now with 3 to just save these guns. Play passive, hold off angles. I'd be really surprised to see Nexa walk up in here. Nexa playing a bit with fire. Yeah, Nexa unsure as well if they were out mid or not, but this is going to be a save on both sides. And G2, because of this, will actually have a pretty solid buy going into the next round. And NIP can drop guns and get things going as well for themselves. So far, NIP seem to be feeling like they're getting a bit more value out of that B site hit. We've seen them go back to that several times now. And I mean, if you can isolate Amanek and make sure that Amanek isn't there to just ruin your day, this may be a winning situation for NIP. And so Plopski, yep, ZTR, device heading up into B apartments once more. Hampus, again, lurking towards top mid is what we expect. He's got Rez to help him out here, though, so a little bit of a buddy system, holding to see if there was going to be any aggression from G2. But here it is, that op. They've put it over towards B, G2. Amanek is ready and waiting, looking to pop a shot here. Device, he's holding the angle, though. This does not favor Hunter.
It really doesn't. A very difficult angle to emerge the victor on. Interestingly, Amanek falls back with the AWP and focuses on Cat. I mean, in fairness, G2 don't have any vision of the mid area whatsoever. We've got Hampus in connector, which is smoked. Nobody in the window. There's a molly close to it as well. So denial of information. But Amanek wants some info, and he's about to find some. A kill onto Rez, focusing now on the Absen. He will get traded by ZTR, who does one better and deletes Nico by the bench. Hampus now here to cut off rotation. And finally, we see the full plan. 2 versus 3. We'll see what G2 choose to do. Hold on a second. Bomb's not even planted yet. Suddenly, the numbers are even. Nexa has a kit as well. I can't imagine he'll give up this one. Is it a double short play? We'll see if Nexa's got the jump. Oh, failed. Second attempt, maybe.
One more.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Right, then double short play. One last scene in the market. Do they play the bait setup? Swinging together, but only one's been spotted so far. Plopski now in a 1 versus 2. Still wondering about the market. Doesn't realize they're both coming from the short position. Maybe he hears them. Nexa in the red will be the first one to be dropped. Jack's now close around the corner, but the bomb's too far ticked. Plopski dancing. And there's a 5th round for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Plopski, once again, the last man standing for Ninjas in Pyjamas, delivering the round.
Coming through in the clutch for Plopski. What a play from him. 5 kills so far in this half, Plopski. He hasn't had too much of an impact, but that is the money round for him. Goes to show the high impact kills are going to get it done for him. Putting your team on the edge of 9-6, putting G2 in a force buy situation going into the last round. You've really set yourself up for some success here. 9-6, I think, would be perfectly fine as far as NIP are concerned. If it were to go that way, you win that pistol and you hit the ground running, things are going to be looking juicy here for NIP going into the second half.
We've got a Mag 7.
A Swag 7.
That's a very rare weapon these days. Much cheaper than it used to be. I think it's 1,300 now. Capable of some very nasty meat shots indeed. Well, there's enough
style.
Yeah, it has. Which is maybe why, you know, in a way we still have dynamic pricing, at least with the ones which aren't being used, with how the price has been reduced. Not like it was in Source though, thank God. Well then.
This is going to be very difficult now for G2 though.
Indeed it is. Oh yes! Cameo appearance, put the name in the credits. 2-on-2, all of a sudden, if they choose to go for this, it's got to be fast. I don't see defuse kits for G2. Once again, both coming in from short. How about this angle from Hampus, though? Normally used to look towards the apartments, but he's got a protractor out and he's found something superior. Again, that bomb very far ticked, and G2 at this point probably running to their doom. Nexa can't win this one, but he can save an AK-47, so I think he needs to get out of there, but he wants to prioritize ZTR dying. Oh, it is the last round, of course. And back in the room. 6 rounds for Ninjas in Pyjamas at half-time. G2 lead by 3. We'll see who wins the pistol in the second half after the break. Oi, oi, Savaloy. We had G2 win the CT pistol and convert the consecutive rounds. We'll see if Ninjas in Pyjamas can do the same. If they can't, then we may be looking at a 12-6 scoreline for G2. Many different things could happen here. We'll have to bear witness and see. Let's not forget the quite impressive clutch we saw in that pistol round. See if there's an individual performance here again. There is so much utility in this pistol from G2. I remember the classic versus pro squad would always experiment with pistol rounds and try and bring a lot of junk into them, and G2 may be inspired by that. We'll do the same here. Seems to have the walls by the pillars, one in the window as well. So it will certainly be a retake attempt from Ninjas in Pyjamas. You can see Plopski holding the door. Got players in the apartments already. Nexa, who was responsible for that clutch, is the first one to be eliminated. And here we go. Now we've got the high ground for G2. Sorry for NIP, as G2 have conceded it. And they are conceding the kills as well. Amanek looking for 2. He's got to find a second one here. Indeed, he does. Insta-trade, though. And now Jax is alone versus Device and Rez dancing, trying to isolate the fights here, trying to avoid the headshot. Got to be careful. The crouch is real nice. And so are the headshots. G2 with the pistol on the T side. Another clutch. 10-6.
Oh, dude, that's so good. Jax's smile says it all. That was so clean. And you pointed it out perfectly there, Bardolph. Does such a great job of isolating each duel, trying to turn it into a 1v1 instead of a 1v2. And then, of course, just 2 beautiful headshots. 68% win rate on pistols for G2 going into this match. So they're good at the pistols. Problem is, they lose half of the second rounds. So now we have to see if they can survive that. They managed to do it in the first half, so that was good. They went against the odds there. They did, they did it. Now we have to see, can G2 successfully navigate this second round and start chaining some rounds together in the second half. Well, Jax is he's set on doing that. Just that. Hampus getting bopped on short to kick things off.
I have to say quickly, that was such a great dance at the bench. Trying to fight one person at a time, crouching to avoid getting headshot when he knew he was slightly exposed while focusing. That was all in a peripheral vision as well, while he's focusing on a player coming from market. The decision making there was super cool, and so was that HE grenade. Good for just shy of 100 damage across 2 players. ZTR seeing some presence in connector. Running out of opportunity now are Ninjas in Pyjamas as they lose players. However, now we've got 3 tagged players for G2. And still 3 tagged players remain, so perhaps there is a chance for something to happen. Flashbang is easily seen, but look at this rotation! ZTR with the second one, Device in a 1 versus 2. This is actually doable. Gets an upgrade for the scouts as well. Jax's position, though, may be the GG here.
I think that's pretty much going to do it. Device not looking like he wants to get over here towards this bomb at all, instead backing off. I mean, there's no way. You don't wrap all the way around over here. You're probably just wrapping around to see if you can get an exit kill, maybe upgrade, find Jax and get that AK. That'd be pretty sweet. Unfortunately for you, Nico's running your way, and he's got another Galil, so that's not really going to get you too much here, Device.
What about the skin, though?
Ah,
you know?
Okay, because right now he's skinless. So he made it more successful. He successfully made it more expensive, but he can't upgrade the skin. Sorry.
I heard certain skins do more damage, especially the AWPs.
Oh yeah, pay to win. CS:GO. We knew it all along.
Well, G2 are on their way to a 12-6 scoreline.
This is so they've succeeded in winning the second round as well as the pistol. So G2 now, they really are setting themselves up to get this done. This is really where it starts to come together. NIP, HE to top mid, Dustin up on Jax a little bit, but he's going to do just fine. And Nico catching ZTR peeking for info at ramp. You can expect to see that a lot from ZTR. Really favors the ramp play as well as playing from Shadow. So G2 can definitely take that into account going into this T side. Hunter starting to get a bit active himself. 2 kills for him. Hampus and Plopski, last 2 alive here for NIP.
So we'll look to find some cosmetic damage. Hampus and Plopski, maybe collect something. Scavenger hunt.
I mean, you've only got a USP on Plopski, right? So why not?
Yeah. Waiting to die.
Just see if you can get it. Can you get an AK? Can you find one of the 2 AKs on the map at present and not die to the MAC 10? Well, he died to the MAC 10. Both of them died to the MAC 10. Pretty much the one person that they don't want to die to on that map, they succeed in dying to. So that's a frustrating turn of events for NIP, but whatever. You're going to shake it off now, and you're going to get some kills. You're going to get the game online here, because this is going to be your first buy round on the CT side. You've made life difficult for yourself. G2 have been allowed to get up to 12 rounds now.
It would not be the Ninjas' first comeback in this tournament, that is for sure. They've really pulled off the unlikely so far. Close to the impossible. Certainly the improbable. But not quite there just yet in this 6-12 scoreline. But let's see what they have to offer now. There's that pop flash towards the connector position. Learn it. Flash your teammates in there. That's what the utility is for. There's no iron team, Semler. There is an iron fish, though.
There is an iron win.
There's also an iron win as well.
But yes, you're right.
So we can see the setup that Ninjas in Pyjamas have. They've got 3 players on the A bomb site and Rez to keep an eye on connector at the very least. That is quite an incendiary. Oh, he deserves more than that, and he'll get it with the kill at the very least. Spray through the smoke, and Nico finds one. And in go G2. As we can see, we still have Plopski hiding on the site. There's a focus towards jungle. Amanek will be the first to fall. Hasn't seen Nexa just yet, who's... Let me see, is he going to fall back completely or try to find this frag? It will be the latter, and he'll fall down rather than back. And that leaves Nico in the clutch. 1 versus 3, 35 seconds on the clock. Device with the AWP to puncture him. And there is the buy round for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
And the beautiful start there. Despite getting picked, despite getting a couple of opening kills there, NIP just holding their own. That's the important thing. Device, when he gets that chance, he does not miss the shot. And then Plopski just played that perfectly. The site rat play, but it still works. gets him in there, and he's up to 8 kills now. Device sitting at the top of the scoreboard with 16 for the Ninjas. Amanek with 20 for G2. So he has quietly been just chipping away at these Swedes. But there's Rez with the Molly cancel, and Jack's getting yeeting it into mid. Now we'll get a bit more of the slower approach here, it looks like, from G2. They'll get mid control. Bomb is dropped at top mid, and they are just kind of holding around the map now to see where NIP are going to try to play for info. Nico just waiting for ZTR to push ramp as well, but ZTR is just content to sit. Yep. And there it is. Rez right over. Just, again, dude, they have to peek you when you're either looking at your minimap or you pulled a grenade out. You know? That's just the way it goes.
Jax doesn't want to give up a sound cue here as he tries to creep to the ladder in, and that smoke will certainly help him. 1 minute on the clock. G2 have possession of ladder, which compromises the whole window position. You can see Rez with the occasional peek. He's holding down 2 jobs now, having to deal with connector as well. And there he goes. That really weakens the A bomb site.
What a
Device
shot.
posting up, not too concerned with Palace. So he's got to focus on connector and ramp. That's very timely, but if they go through it, how do they defend? 34 seconds. We've got a 4 versus 2 situation on the A bomb site eventually. Unless an IP rotates a player over. Plopski playing off angle on B, so I can't imagine Hampus makes his way over here. They don't have the information in IP.
G2 have no smokes, though. They only have the flash and the molly. Flash over the top. Why still going to hit that shot, though? Nico through the edge of the box survives it, and ZTR is here playing from Sandwich. Once again, seeing this position get more and more action. Nice trading here from G2, still with the man advantage going onto the site, but they don't have time to plant the bomb. That's it. They just waited the clock out. They cut it too close. ZTR, him living there, bought just enough time to stop G2 from being able to cross onto the bomb site and get the bomb plant.
Yeah, that smoke was clutch, and dancing from Sandwich certainly paid off as well. Slow rounds on the T side. G2 will call a timeout to discuss the way forward. And indeed, that's just the second round in this half from Ninjas in Pyjamas, and the gap is close to 4.
I think we're going to start seeing more Molotovs get used on Sandwich now. Because for a while, their team stopped Molotoving it because nobody was going there anymore because the Molotovs are getting thrown there. But now that the Molotovs, people aren't throwing the Molotovs anywhere because nobody's going there anymore, Bardolph. Well, you know, now you have to start throwing those Molotovs to force them out of that position again.
I don't mind a bit of fire in my sandwich.
Yeah, you saw Launders. You went and got one of those like spicy chicken sandwiches yesterday, dude. That stuff though, it's when it just burns. There's no flavor. It just burns. I don't know, man. I can't get on board with that kind of hot sauce. It's too much.
Yeah, it's that's a different kind of challenge. Not one I'm ready for.
No, not for me.
Amanek posting up on T ramp. There'll be a flashbang for him. Device didn't get much out of those spawn plays, and we'll see if Amanek suffers the same fate. Nico with an early execute of a Molotov. The wine bottle up top. Device and ZTR at the bottom. Oh, it's spreading, and that's going to cause a lot of damage for Device. We can see a bait setup now. Device hiding, but oh my god, he's on 8 HP. I do wonder if they hard check for this position. Big headshot to start off with from G2. Not fully committing just yet. Device wanting to swing, but he's kind of blind, and there's another Deagle headshot. 5 versus 3 now. This is not the strongest round from G2 in terms of weaponry, but they have a lot of advantages now. Amanek deleting Plopski, and this round is practically over. They just keep falling like dominoes. Ninjas in Pyjamas. It is Rez left. He's very dangerous, but I think G2 are way more dangerous in a round such as this.
He's currently the highest rated player for an IP right now in the tournament. 1.13 rating, Rez. So overperformance from Rez, or at least finally starting to see him live up to the hype and live up to his role on the team. Very curious to see how he's going to perform when we go back to LAN. Hopefully we'll continue to see this shape from him. But here right now, for NIP, he is a heavy hitter. Unfortunately, a 1v5 I think would be a tall task for anybody. So he's just going to be trying to save that gun, hold on to that for the next round. NIP's money is going to be somewhat broken after this. And this should allow G2 to get up to a 14th round, barring some kind of crazy force buy here from NIP. Dude, the awareness of Nexa to check for Device there, that's bonkers. The fact that he still checks it after the molly, after the HE, the kill on ZCR, and he still looks. I mean, that's some thorough stuff from G2. Rez, where can he get this rifle in play that's actually going to have an impact? Okay. Putting himself in a position, a little bit of an off angle here in mid, but he can also quickly rotate to short if he feels like it. The last time we saw this setup, the default kind of approach here from G2, NIP were successful. I like to see G2 going back to it now, though, because now NIP don't have the rifles. So we should see this actually work out for G2. And yeah, you can see Rez now trying to change up the angle, trying to decide what does he want to do.
Oh, when that smoke goes, Rez will be able to see in connector if the timing is right. He'll let Plopski. Oh, that's the bomb as well. Rez definitely has a part to play in this one. Plopski just jumping out. He's the bait. That's the information man now. And Rez can punish afterwards. Perfect play. Sacrificial lamb, Plopski. But can they win this round? Hampus has found an AWP, and the bomb is still under the window. Now they've got a very interesting potential crossfire. Hampus ignoring that flashbang and continues to creep towards connector. Now Hampus is alone. They've got a 1v2 and they're both tagged though. Considering the USP, there is a window play on the way, so Hampus could be in trouble here. Focusing on Hunter, who's baiting him. Does he realize though? He doesn't. Nico clutches the round.
He's fully expecting him to be ladder right there. Or not ladder, but stairs. You see that? He's like not taking the bait because he's thinking the second guy's got to be on the site somewhere. Got to be on stairs. That's such a tough break for Hampus. But they were one step ahead. So well played there from G2. But again, G2 Nip coming so close. Rez almost being the hero there. But the fact that they even dropped that bomb carrier, that's the whole reason why Nip have a round at all in that situation. Now, however, this is going to be it. They have to go for the buy here on IP, and it's going to be a limited one. And G2 setting up for default A execute by the looks of things here. Taking advantage of the fact that Nip might be light on the grenades this round. Here we go.
Very fast round into the A bomb site. Molly's downstairs. We'll see what the response is from Ninjas in Pyjamas. Hampus with some spray. Jax will be the first one to fall here. And IP has to hold on to this, otherwise it's game point for G2. So far, so good. 5 versus 3. Hampus now waiting for the smoke to go, as is Hunter, but a pre-fire is there just in case. The game sense is very high in this server. Amanek and Nexa have got to do some damage there, because the money's low for Ninjas in Pyjamas. So as more frags they get, the better. It will be 2, and NIP will find the defuse and make their way to 9 rounds. They'll be 5 behind, so it's still an uphill struggle for them.
Yep. Still just what's so difficult about running these rounds? When you go for those A executes, teams are so good on the defense now at just putting shots through smoke and just doing damage. You're so rarely going to be able to get out onto the A site scot-free if you're throwing in all the nades and letting them know, right? Sure, you get your smoke wall down, but you can see you're just getting the majority of the damage is being dealt through smoke. Nip don't even see you. And they're killing you, right? That's the name of the game now on the CT side of Mirage. You're just so used to seeing these default executes. You know what to do when those nades come through. And so that's why you see a lot of teams, just kind of lurking around, holding angles, waiting for the mid-round. Because just going for the straight executes now is just risky business. Teams are far too good at dealing with them. And so we have Hunter lurking around in mid now. We'll see if he can win this duel against Hampus. Smoke goes down. That shouldn't stop him. Oh, but the double push on short. He was not expecting that from Device.
Success for now for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Interesting smoke in CT. Hampus gets absolutely wrecked by Nico, who's made it to 20 frags now. Those are angles you hold of an AWP. But just with the AK, Device to be warded off, entering jungle for the time being. The tap from Nico, he is ready. Through the smoke, he tags Device as well. Bomb being planted for connector. Amanek wrecked in the meantime. Device creeping through from multi-frag. 3 versus 2 for a very brief second. Nico continues with the taps in all directions now. 27 HP. He's 1 AK bullet from death. We can see the double peek being lined up. They're waiting for him to peek. They've both got kits. Plopski creeping and just pops up. Jack in the box, but he's got a hammer, and it goes straight into Nico's face.
And Nico had that angle too. He just crouched for an instant, but he's holding that angle the entire time. Still, good round for G2. They continue to make this so expensive for NIP. And now G2 are in a situation where I think they want to go for a half buy here. They still have a little bit of room for error. So instead of going for a crazy force buy where you're really going to put a dent in your economy and make it awkward, just go for a half buy in this round. Take your time with it. Tech 9s, Deagles, couple of nades. No need to get too crazy here, as the smoke is going to go down towards window. Very nice. Instant smoke from the spawn, and here is going to be the B hit. Thinking about it, at least. With no nades, though, man, this is where life gets really difficult. You kind of wish that there was at least one flash grenade to work with here for G2. Here, Jax, take this. Little HE there for Jax, dusting him up, dropping him down to half. And well, with Nexa lurking around, making some noise over on ramp, trying to bait some kind of response. We have a weird setup here from Nip. ZTR is over in CT. Rez is the one holding from Shadow. That's definitely a different, it's not something we see every round for NIP.
Yeah, you can see G2 holding angles, looking for headshots. They've shown presence across the map as well, which makes it hard for NIP to concentrate their efforts in one position. And now they know that Rez is close. In the meantime, with no one in the ladder room, no one can see that window has been compromised. But Device is playing from CT spawn. So it's a passive setup. Ampus being real careful, and so far so good for Ninjas in Pyjamas. They find themselves now in a 5 versus 2. G2 possession of jungle, but they don't seem to be getting very far from that. Hunter in the window. Ampus will say hello.
Nice. Clean play from NIP. One round at a time. That's what you're telling yourself if you're NIP right now. The mantra that you're just repeating over and over again. It's just one round at a time. Don't even look at the scoreboard. You don't care. You're just playing your game. Just playing your game on this CT side. You're not thinking about the score. There's no pressure. Just one round at a time. Get into the flow. Right now, you've got an accurate read. You've got a good read on what G2 are trying to do here. And it's looking like more of the same from G2. Back into the default approach here from G2. Amanek and Jax to top mid. Here comes the boost. Hunter into underpass. Nexa into B apartments. And Nico patiently waiting for ZTR. Dude, Hampus, that is nuts. Hits that wall bang. Still somehow gets out intact.
This is a pretty solid run from the Ninjas on the comeback on Mirage. If there's no bomb plant in this round, then that'll be a good situation for them. But we still have 10 players alive. Flashbangs towards the short position. Look at the rotation from the Ninjas as well. They have concerns with these flashes towards short, but the bomb is heading towards A. So G2 have offered a fake purely with the flashbangs, more or less, towards this B bomb site, and Ninjas in Pyjamas could barely be more out of position right now with 10 players on the server. Jungle is in control of G2 for the most part. How on earth has that happened? He has no idea that he's compromised from that position despite no one else being in the area. The trades will continue now in favor of G2 as they try to head towards game point. Numbers even, bomb not planted just yet. Jungle so important for them, trying to find that angle. Very risky plant from Amanek, but no one's peeking just yet. Was Nico's head just spotted? Either way, he's changed his position now. Big headshot from Device. He's got a smoke for the ramp as well if he's got an angle for it. But ZTR's been dropped. Hampus creeping with the second AWP. This may be an awkward retake. Nexa rotating towards top mid as well. Will Hampus make it into connector first? He indeed will. Sound cue for Nexa. He knows what's going on. He has an opportunity now as they start to push towards Amanek. He'll deliver the first kill. We've got a smoke defuse. Does anyone realize Device is even on the bomb? They've got no idea. Under the cover of spray, he gets on the bomb. And they have absolutely no clue. The round stolen by Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Dude, unreal that they managed to sneak that through. Device balls on this guy to just go for that defuse and the smoke. That's unreal. And while this just turned into a very interesting situation, as G2 were able to make their way up connector for free, ZTR was jump peeking. He saw somebody at ramp, but I don't think it was enough for him to be able to make that call and get that full rotation. Device did rotate over quickly, but that still left a pretty big gap. And Rez, that's what it all started off with. And so Device, they had enough money, though, for the double AWP here on NIP. Device spotted in mid. Jax, I don't think he repeaks that.
Go for a wheelbarrow shot.
He's going to be stuck, though, now. Jax, what does he do?
Oh, he's not too concerned with the other pass just yet.
Boom.
My God, that shot was nasty. So this wheelbarrow, you can headshot somebody through it, and there are some grenade lineups from there. Can be worth a pot shot every now and then. Timing working out for Hampus. He presses forward as well, but Nexa is just as ready for the headshot.
Dude.
This is a very strong situation for G2 now. Look at the money for NIP. If they lose more plays in this round, they are in so much trouble for the comeback. Rez, what does he do? Does he stand and fight? He's got to fall back? Surely they've got to save here, Ninjas in Pyjamas. These mollies are taking all their angles away. If they lose these weapons, it's GG.
It is. So if you leave it, do you believe in your ability to run it back? And do you let G2 get up to map point? That's the question. Oh, Plopski. Oh, Plopski. That is going to be rough. He gets it third time's the charm. Manages to get it, but it's still a man advantage for G2. And NIP are just stuck in a box. All players for NIP are on the bomb site, fully encircled by
boy.
G2.
They have no control of anything. They're not on the bomb just yet. I can't see this happening again. Starting to defuse the bomb now. Yes, he's got the angle for it. Oh my God, I thought it was happening again. G2 make it to game point, and Ninjas in Pyjamas lose everything in a 3 versus 5 retake attempt. Look at their money. It is in the bin, the bottom of the bin with the bin juice.
Yeah, you want to say that that was a bold play from NIP, and it was, but sometimes, you know, discretion is the better part of valor. It's better to just back off and save those guns for the next round, let G2 get up onto 15, and then play for overtime from there. Because now you are in a dire situation if you're NIP, and what is this manners timeout getting called by G2? Tactical timeout called by G2. And we're going to get a technical timeout called as well. Should get a round reset.
Well then, a very tough spot NIP were in. Exceptional headshots from G2. Those 2 opening kills were pretty special. That one from Jax, my God. That is nothing but confidence. There are so many players in this tournament who I feel like don't have the storied names or the general name value of the more tenured players, like a Device, for example. I think Jax is one of those guys who flies under the radar. I know some of the analysts here have spoken very highly of him in this tournament so far, but again, you know, these guys need moments on the big stage to really cement their names in the halls of Counter-Strike, and heading towards the major. Certainly one way to start doing that.
He just has that thankless task of being the entry man, right? Not the easiest task. Nobody wants to do it, but somebody does have to, and it does play into his style. And we saw the impact it had immediately on the roster when Jax was brought back onto it, when all of a sudden they had an entry man. They had somebody who was willing to go in first and create space for the team to play off of, allow for Nico and Hunter to follow up and get the kills off of it. So, I mean, Jax plays that thankless role, but he does a fantastic job at it. G2, their level shot through the roof when he came back, and that you could really see how the roles came together. And so, yeah, you do have to give a whole lot of credit to Jax, to Malik, to Nexa for all working together to get it all to come together and really play to this team's strengths. Though I will say that his, oh man, I'm not looking at his rating. We're gonna scroll back up. Okay, map point for G2, 15-12. And yes, it is the force buy full on here from NIP, and we are going to get that mid-aggression. Jax is going to get caught with the nade in his hand. This is the default. G2 going into the default, getting punished. NIP, they had to just hold W, and it worked wonderfully.
Oh, boy. Oh, he doesn't land the headshot. They really needed that kill.
That hurts.
Hampus with a quick jump peek, and Nexa will throw a wine bottle in his direction. Man, that could have been the kill. But there's still a chance. Device still persists with the AK-47. 3 game points for G2 on NIP's pick of Mirage. And things are starting to collapse now as Hampus is killed in B apartments. G2 just holding position at present, but as these rounds go on, they tend to end in disaster. Not just for this team, but across the board really in this tournament. So many unlikely rounds have been won. 48 seconds, and you don't want them to wait for time pressure. The bomb needs to be collected. NIP separating now across sites, no trade fragging to be done. 35 seconds on the clock. Plopski has made his way towards B bomb site, leaving device now. The Palace push is waited for by Nico. He is rewarded. So much for Plopski to do now, with an MP9 no less. We spoke to him about difficult situations on the ramp with an MP9 on Nuke, having to fall back and just being in horrible spots, and this is one of them, and a smoke to go through as well. He's managed that at least, but how do you avoid getting trade fragged? How do you even go for a spray transfer with an MP9? Nico by fireboxes. Nexa will be the initial engager, and that will be enough for G2 to take the pick of Mirage. NIP's pick 16-12.